There are few games that affects me in certain ways. There are games that make me question the entire medium, games that make me understand that we can always elevate a genre to go to even higher places. Games that make me remember that I need to cherish every moment because nothing is forever. But this game, not only did it drain me emotionally, but it actually made me look into a part of a history of a country I really didn't care for before. The game was developed by the Taiwanese developer Red Candle Games, and it takes place on a Taiwanese high school during the 1960s, in a period that was called the White Terror. And I don't really want to elaborate more because it's part of the experience of the game. In its core, the game is a point-and-click adventure, complete with its own inventory system, of course. And also, it's a horror game. First thing it strikes you is of course the art style, which it honestly grew on me more and more as I continued to play. I mean, at first it looked a little bit bland, but you start to see very beautiful, creepy, and sometimes batshit crazy stuff, and it's great. We start at the high school where a typhoon is getting close, so you need to get home, but it seems that the road is pretty much destroyed, so you can't get there. And then really weird things start to happen, and sooner or later you start to encounter the Lingered. The Lingered are these ghostly types that you need to hold your breath so you can pass them so they don't see you, so they don't kill you. And there are different types of Lingered. There's one that smells you. Another one that you just need to run and not look back because if he touches you, you're dead. And there's a lot of elements of the Taiwanese culture and mythology in the game. As you start to move along, you start to get more and more backstory, and you slowly but surely start to understand what is really happening. It's really a real trip. The game is not really challenging at all. The puzzles are not hard, and since your inventory is not that big, and you have very few places to go at a time, you eventually find out what you need to do. Very rarely did I get stuck in one part for too long, and that is something that I wish the game developer could just work a little bit more on. But there are a couple of clever puzzles here and there. Also, the game has two endings, and it's really all depending on what you answered in the last part of the game. And I found that to be really unnecessary. I mean, I'm okay with different endings, but make it so that it depends on what you were doing during the whole game and not just in the last quarter of the game, and also depending on just one question. It really feels tacked on. As the game went further and further, so did I. I started thinking stuff like, when I die, would I have a weird trip like this one? Would my brain just inject me with chemicals so I have weird visions or something? I mean, that has nothing to do with the game, don't get me wrong, but it started to affect me in that sense. It made me start thinking about stuff I don't really want to. And as I said in the beginning of the video, it made me look into the White Terror period from Taiwan and how crazy humans can be, really, especially when we are scared. We can be capable of the most horrible stuff. The Historic Nerd made a video about this subject, please check it out here. He explains further what happened and it's really interesting. The game has several flaws, as I said, but a game that makes me feel like this one did. To me, it is its artistic intent, and I can appreciate that very much. It is really great to see developers use their own country's history to tell a story of a game and make people care about it. I really hope more developers would do that, especially from places that don't really have that much exposure, at least not here in the West. This can help bring a light to it. I was drained after the credits started rolling. I felt like shit, but in a good way, if that even makes any sense. If anything I said piqued your interest, please check this game out. It's a unique game with a unique art style, a unique tale to tell, and also a great one to play during Halloween. And so, thanks for watching Gokado's Retro Reviews, and hasta la próxima.